Please welcome on stage Mr. Kedar Gupte, Chief Mobility Business Officer, MTN Global Connect, to deliver his keynote.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, partners from the industry. Great to see all of you back after lunch. Lots of energy. My name is Kedar Gupte, and I'm the Chief Mobility Business Officer at MTN Global Connect. It's great to stand here today and introduce all of you to Africa. Its immense potential and what we at MTN are doing to realize this potential. 15 minutes is short, but I'll keep it brief and interesting and try and ensure that you guys don't go to sleep. Before I start, I'd like to thank Mr. Tony Eid and the wider telecom review family for giving me the stage. I'd also like to thank all the earlier speakers for their stellar presentations, the panelists for enriching our knowledge. So thank you so much. Massive kudos to all of you. Let's get started. So Africa, the world's second largest continent, 54 countries, diverse cultures, and she's home to 1 billion people. And she's evolving. And how? I'm sure a lot of you must have enjoyed Morocco yesterday. African, Arab-speaking, taking on the world, coming out tops, and I hope this juggernaut continues. But look at some facts, okay? Africa is home to some of the fastest growing economies in the world. The per annum GDP growth is just about over 4% and much faster than the rest of the world in the mid 3%. Africa is a population that is young, a median age of just under 20 years old, and growing. 1 billion people are set to become 2 billion in the next 20 odd years. So a young, growing population. Africa's got a major portion of the world's uncultivated arable land, so a whole lot of farming land. Now, a young population growing, flocking urban cities means they will want to realize their dreams. So by 2035, we will potentially have the world's largest working population in Africa. And that means consumption will rise. So a lot of exciting things about this continent. The African Continental Free Trade Area, brokered by the African Union in 2018, is the world's largest free trade area by the number of member states outside of the World Trade Organization. And at its core, it aims to increase socio-economic development, bring in reforms, reduce poverty, and bring Africa in line with global economies. So all in all, a lot of excitement. Now this slide will give you a perspective of how significant Africa is on the global map. This is how big an opportunity we are talking of. There are challenges, and there are going to be tons of opportunities for the information and communication technology industry for those who are solution-focused. But that's really how big a thing we are talking of here today, okay? Now, if you look at the population graph compared to the rest of the world, you're talking of a young bunch growing and growing at a phenomenal rate. Now, this youth of Africa is intelligent, they're passionate, they are innovative, digitally aware, and they want to realize their dreams. Their needs are increasing and rapidly evolving. Now, what do we, as the information, communication, and technology industry businesses need to do? We need to make some major shifts. These shifts cut across our purpose, our culture, our organizational design, our operating models, our capabilities, our products, our prices, and so on and so forth. Now, when you look at all of this, I want to quickly bring you to speed on what we at MTN Group are doing. So At MTN Group, we operate in 19 African and Middle Eastern countries. And our core belief is that everyone deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. And to deliver with purpose into this belief, we are setting shop with 3 distinct business arms. The first being our GSM companies. These companies focus on the mobile subscriber. And remember, Africa is a mobile-first economy, where a mobile device cuts across people's need to communicate, people's need to network, people's need to get informed. And as a result of this, there is a significant relationship between daily lives and the mobile device. Now, in this space, we have about 285 million subscribers that we serve. Of these 285 million, we have 130 million on active data. Okay? Now, the second arm of MTN is the fintech arm, where because the mobile device is your single computational device, people need mobile money, mobile wallets, insurance, etc. And all of that is delivered through a focused approach by our fintech arm. And the third arm is the fiber co-arm. Now, the fiber co-arm is MTN Global Connect, and that's the organization I represent. Now, I'm going to take a step back and really bring to you guys 2 micro trends that we as an industry cannot ignore. One, digital connectivity needs fiber backbone. And 2, digital services need agile, innovative, and secure communication platforms. Now, these really are the fundamental tenets of why MTN Global Connect was put in place. I'm going to try and split the next few slides into our history and then what we have in store for the future and where we want to partner with all of you in this room, some who are already partners, some who we'd like to partner. So the MTN Global Connect story started in 2017 October, just about 4 years back, with a lone ranger in the form of my manager and CEO, Frederick Shapens. Today, we are 350 people, 40 nationalities, operating out of Africa and the Middle East. And that's how we've grown. What was a single Dubai, United Arab Emirates-based entity, today are 10 fiber companies. We incorporated 3 last year, we're incorporating 5 this year, and we've operationalized 2 of our fiber companies fully in Kenya and Zambia. Now, to keep it short, the most significant milestone I think that we've achieved in our customer-first mentality is we have insourced our service operations center and network operations center by putting in place state-of-the-art service excellence centers in Africa. In Ghana, Accra, and in Kenya, Nairobi is where our window to the world sits. And this is where a significant workforce of MTN Global Connect today operates from, apart from the headquarters in Dubai. Just some key business metrics for all of you. We deliver now, as MTN Global Connect, 5% of MTN Group's service revenues. As of 2021, just over $500 million, $500 million. And 2022 looks very, very promising. I can't give the figures as you would appreciate, but it looks very promising. Now, we're very pleased with our fixed business that delivers into connectivity needs fiber as a tenet. We've rolled out about 105,000 kilometers of proprietary fiber cutting across Africa. And in the mobility side, which I lead, we today have 800 plus roaming partners in the form of mobile networks for seamless mobile connectivity. We have deployed platforms of huge scale, which process closer to 4 billion voice minutes, a couple of billion SMSs, and with APIs and signaling units, about 400 billion events each year. Now, we've also taken cognizance of trends trends that are very, very relevant, which are global in nature and are now catching up with Africa as we become data pervasive. Like voice moving from PSTN to app-based, collaborative services like conferencing and contact centers becoming very, very popular. And in that space, through our technology leadership, we have now dedicated capacity for such new age services. But that's really what we do, and that's our past. Now, why is the future interesting? The mobile data consumed by Africa is set to grow 5 to 6 times, from the current 1.5 hexabytes per month to about 7.5 hexabytes. And why not? Communication speeds, the technology supporting it is rapidly evolving. All of us are aware of terms like 3G sunset, 4G prevalence, 5G popularity. And then the building blocks, very, very core to our industry, like bandwidth costs, mobile handset costs, are dropping. Now what it does is it brings more people into the internet world. And that then drives the dialogue around data tsunami, digital transformation, etc. So this is really how we see mobile data and its criticality. Now at the same time, if you look at fixed broadband penetration in Africa, it is amongst the lowest in the world. If you look at data center activity in Africa, it's very, very limited. And that provides each one of us in this room a massive window of opportunity. Limited, but it exists. And I think it's a loud shout out for each one of us here to participate in that building Africa's infrastructure journey. I mean, we are doing our part to really bridge the digital divide and bring to life sustainable growth in societies. But we bank on global and strategic partners to be able to fast track that entire execution. Now, as I said, 2 micro trends, and that's how Global Connect is set up. It is set up as one unit focuses on the mobility platforms, and the second unit focuses on fixed connectivity. And at the heart of this is our aim to enable the digital ecosystem across spectrum through resilient fixed connectivity and robust mobility platforms, okay? That's why we are shaped this way. Now, my peer Mohammad Aliyu runs the he runs the fiber setup, he's the chief fiber co-officer, and I run the platforms business. And I'm going to speak for the next 5 or 6 minutes on what we do in the platform business and why it is important for us. So, as a part of our Ambition 2025, harnessing the brand MTN, which is the leading brand in Africa, our footprint in Africa, our technology awareness, and our connectivity infrastructure, we've set a goal for ourselves. We want to build the largest and the most valuable platforms with focus on Africa. That's really what the mobility business is all about. And then these platforms have come to life not because we want to do it. It is because these are the demands of Africa, the way to ensure that we do today for tomorrow within the ICT industry, whatever is needed to make people realize their dreams, we had to go in this direction. I mean, think about it. Before these platforms came in, we had a disparate ecosystem, fragmented. 19 opcos, 19 different commercial contracts, 19 different technology people to engage with, 19 different negotiations to carry out if you had to talk to 285 million subscribers in Africa. Today you only need one single contract, one single interconnection, and a single team to manage your international voice communication, your SMS communication, your IPX needs, your API needs, your global SIP needs. So it just makes life easier for our partners, our colleagues, and they in turn drive the value for us in our business. So that's really, in short, why the mobility platforms and how they are boosting a whole lot of activity in our space. Now, if you think of what is going to drive us going forward, I think we continue to be a team that is in mentality customer first. We want to continue to invest in capacity and coverage such that not only the MTN estate, but the entire industry can utilize these platforms. And we want to back these ambitions with the right kind of focus on customer self-care interfaces, reporting interfaces, and a lot of innovation in modernizing these platforms. When I say modernizing, this is where we are kind of headed. As I said, there are some key trends. This morning I was asked by Elsa from Telecom Review, what do you think of security? And I said, look, in today's day and world, it's absolutely critical that we prioritize security, fraud, data privacy, data protection, etc. And what are we doing at MTN about it? Across the connectivity layer, the application layer, and the process layer, we are putting checks and balances such that we ring-fence our people, our networks from bad actors. So let's say, for example, if SMS was gold standards for two-factor authentication, we are doing backward integration and forward integration in this space to make it more robust. For example, we've launched SIM swap APIs in 4 of our markets, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, and South Africa, where before a OTP is sent to you, we first check whether the SIM that is trying to carry that conversation is the registered SIM for the service provider. Similarly, we have accuracy scores for customer verification, which are checked by mobile commerce entities, and basis the score that we grant, the end user is allowed to move forward with a particular transaction. So that's really keeping us occupied. Then, within the roaming space, I think we all know the complexities of 5G, VoLTE, etc. And we are putting a lot of emphasis in ensuring that we lead the pack in Africa from the front. Today we are live with 5G roaming in South Africa, in Nigeria, with trusted partners in North America. And we want to continue to focus on speeding this up. When it comes to collaboration with partners, we are putting a lot of effort on conferencing, contact centers, etc. So these are things that keep us occupied. But all in all, look, all of this in Africa needs a lot of capital, a lot of labor, and we believe that if we want to really drive infrastructure and digital services in Africa at speed, we need to partner with all of you in this room. For those we have not partnered, and then together we can deliver into Africa what the people of Africa really deserve. So with that, I'd like to end. I hope I've kept it within 15 minutes and ensure that you guys don't sleep after lunch. Tony, I'm seeing you just about waking up, so thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.